ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, do not try to adjust the resolution of your monitor. This really is the realest of the real, the hatedest of the hated, public enemy number one, the only midget in the Pacific Northwest that doesn't need anabolics to be a tornado, Davey Claudio, and you are here on Front Street. Yeah, that's right. And you can go on and on and on and on about, like word on the streets with some guy named Cosmo, but the reality of the matter is I did some research on Cosmo and, like some backgrounding on Cosmo. Cosmo's actually the name of a character on a movie called Shock Treatment, which is supposed to be the sequel to a movie called The Rocky Horror Picture Show. To sum it all up, Cosmo, you're a faggot. Anyway, when you talk about women's professional wrestling in the Pacific Northwest, you talk about tremendous talent. You talk about, like a great legacy of people like Ivory and Nicole Matthews and Nikki Cox and Veronica Weiss and Christy Ricci and Daphne and Molly Holly and a few others that have wrestled in the Pacific Northwest, like, I don't know, Amy Lee, Cassie Summers, Haley Hatred, MJ Aurora, Lila Large. I mean, the list goes on and on. But, I'm going to shift gears for a minute and say, did you know that in the state of Washington, in order to obtain a professional wrestling license, you need to fill out a physical form and a licensing form? And in the physical form, they ask you whether or not you've either been pregnant or plan on becoming pregnant. And this is strictly directed at the women because, like, men can't get pregnant. But, like, the reason they ask you this is because you can call area code 360-664-6644 and ask Bruce. The fact is, if you have had a kid within a year of the application, they will deny your application and refuse you a license because they consider you a health liability. Whatever. Pacific Northwest, like Washington state laws are, like lenient, or not lenient, they're like strict out the ass, and like because of that, like if you've ever had a baby, you can't wrestle for a year after the birth of the baby. Which means, wait for it, Megan Carnes is full of shit! Yeah, I'm saying it. Because she's booked 3 days from today. Friday, Saturday. Yeah, 3 days from today. Anyway, and she's booked in a city that requires licensing. She's not working for some, like, tribal show or whatever. Anyway, I just figured I'd throw that out on ya. But yeah. So, I guess all I gotta say is, hey, guess what? Megan Carnes, you're on Front Street.